At Coach Barge, you look like a Where Are They Now version of Mr. Clean.
At Mrs. Sexton, I almost have a heat stroke every time I walk into your class. That's hysterical because my class is so cold.
At Stevenson, nobody one-straps anymore. Get a backpack. Dude, it's a messenger bag.
At Christy Reed, not trying to be rude, but you look horrible today. What exactly about that is not rude?
At Mr. Hartley, who the hell is Mr. Hartley? Well, at least your question isn't, can I go to the bathroom?
At Mrs. Holwick, those sighs you take while talking make me want to give you some oxygen, kind of like the sigh I just made.
At Buckman, if you're going to come into school high, at least cover it up. I wish.
At Camarda, if I compared your taste of literature to culinary taste, I would say your favorite food is boiled unseasoned chicken. Oh.
At Mr. Dennis, looks like a Lorax.
At Mrs. Green, when will we start beginning to take a look at that? Because you saying it after every slide makes me cringe.
At Coach Edwards, run while you can. Hashtag 1 and 9.
At Mr. Johnston, if you love the 80s so much, then where are your chill pills?
At Mr. Nicholas, you look like that kid from Polar Express that says, I know what kind of train this is. That is messed up.
At Mrs. Burton, you look like you have 3 friends named Kristen, Laura, and Rachel, and you hang out in a wine cellar and laugh about your salad experiences.
At Coach Lay, when is the beard going to grow out? Oh wait, it's not. Fair enough, fair enough.
At Mrs. Rosario, your fashion sense is like an early 2000s Ashley Tisdale.
At Coach Fouts, quit walking on your pants.
At Mr. Lindsay, are you a horse? Because the clomps you make while walking the halls make the school think so. I have no idea.
At Mrs. Solzen, are you done growing? If not, that's too bad.
At Hackenberger, please burn the salmon shirt.
At Miss Simmons, how many cats do you have?
At Coach McGuire, get rid of the jumpsuits. Flava Flav. Huh? Come on now.
At Ms. Marcantonio, are you pregnant? Because you're getting kind of fat. Actually, yes, but I haven't told Mr. Lindsay yet, so just kidding.
At Mr. Flynn. Mr. Flynn, your military history class physically pains me to stay awake in. Thank you, kind son.
At Alvarado, I don't know what's worse, the fact that people enjoy your class or the fact that you have so much time to grade papers.
At Coach Barge, if I wanted to do nothing in class, I would have taken a study hall.
At Mrs. Green, every time you say the word tend, I want to rip my ears off. Okay.
At Mr. Cornett, reminds me of a garden gnome.
At Mrs. Holwick, you might need to get your glasses checked if you're seeing things straightforward because none of us are seeing it. Well, they need to look harder because it is straightforward.
At Mr. Jensen reminds me of Kip from Napoleon Dynamite. Have you been looking at hot babes all day?
At Mrs. Burton, you're just a washed up high school teacher.
At Stevenson, you're bald. You're stupid?
At Miss Carter, I always think you're a student when you have your backpack on. Hashtag grow up.
At Mr. Burdick,
It's okay to hold your coffee cup below your nipples.
At Mrs. Wayno, I saw you dressed in a leather jacket, chaps, and boots, and wanted to know, do you give massages as well? Hashtag, this is from a parent in the main office.
At Coach Barge, you trying to be cool with the kids is like Hillary Clinton carrying hot sauce in her purse. What in the hell does that even mean?
At Mrs. Fender is gone so much that she probably doesn't even know what's going on in class anymore. True. At Coach Fouts, nice man bun. Thank you.
At Mr. Johnston, when you walk through the halls, you cause a hurricane because you walk 225 miles per hour.
At Miss Simmons, it's nice to see you're still dressing like a grandma.
At Coach Barge, you look fat in your sweater vest. Thanks a lot. Now I have to go on a diet.
At Alvarado, you're not that big of a deal in class. No one in there thinks so. You try to act that way, but you're not.
At Coach Wilkins, I don't know which is more far out, your coaching ability or your tooth gap.
At Dr. Smith, every conversation we have, I get lost after the fourth facial expression.
At Josh Miller, I didn't talk to you for my first 2 years in high school because I thought you were a special needs hire for the district and I thought you had Down syndrome.